Gilmore Realty, thank you so much for stopping by and seeing one of my videos again today. I'm probably going to get in a lot of trouble today because I'm going to show you where prices of homes really should be based on interest rates. I think everybody can agree, especially ones listening to this video, that interest rates can dictate the value of your home, right? We saw that the last 7 years where interest rates were artificially low. 2.5, 3, 3.25, 3.5. And that pushed rates up, that pushed up demand, which in turn pushed up pricing. Not rates, pricing. So lower rates, higher demand, higher prices, right? Unfortunately, it's not, it should go the other way today. Okay, when we had 3% rates, 2.5, 2.75, now they're up near 7 again. So they're double. And what should happen is the exact opposite of what happened when they were artificially low. They should be coming down. And they, don't get me wrong, in a lot of places they are coming down, but nowhere near where they should be. And that's what I'm going to show you today. I'm going to show you a little formula that we use, at least I use, in mortgages to show you where rates can truly fluctuate and affect the home value. And there's not a home out there in the world that I can't look at from a previous sale, from a previous list price, and then see a rapid swing in interest rates. There's not a home out there that I can't tell you where the new price should be. Because value on a home, when you haven't done anything to it, it's still the same house that was there yesterday. But within 30 days, the rates go from 3 to 7. You're not doing anything to that home in 30 days. So the only thing that's going to dictate price in that 30 days is most likely going to be interest rates. So I'm going to show you where your house should be on price based on a 7% interest rates. Don't get mad at me. I'm just showing you how I look at houses based on my mortgage past and my broker experience. And this is what I think a lot of people have been waiting for, is the prices to come back down and correct. Because we can all agree, and let me transition over here to a house. We can all agree that a house is sold for $299 in 2015 here, okay, should not have gone up $100,000 in a year and a half, okay, 2 years, sorry. And it should not have gone up another 106,000 in a year, not even 9 months. We can all say that those are out of the norm, extremely screwed up prices that no one should have seen if it wasn't for government intervention. Okay, so we can see this house sold in 19 for $299, sold again in 21 for $390, was listed in April of 22 for $505. Prices, they actually increased the price of this home. The listing finally sold for $506 and then listed for sale again in October of last year for $509, and right now we're stuck at $499.5. Now, what is the difference between this seller here that just listed it back in October and these guys back here who listed and sold their home in 22 or earlier? The difference is rates, okay? This person here was hoping, I'm assuming, to get out of their home either more or just what they paid for it at a time where interest rates were a lot lower. So let me show you just an example. So I get it over here. Let me transition over to this. So true value at today's rates. So let me give you an example. I guarantee you that if I take this house, let me transition back real quick. I did this house and I transitioned the payment, and the payment was about $1,000 a month difference if I compared 3% rates, okay, of 2 years ago to 7% rates of today. And it was about $1,000 difference right here. Okay? So let's go back to my little chart here. So if I have $1,000 per month difference in my mortgage payment between 7% today and 3% a couple years ago, for every $1,000 in price, now listen to this, every $1,000 in price, my mortgage payment will go up or down about $6 per month. So if I take that $1,000 per month up here, okay, the difference, and I divide it by this $6 in payment, I get $167. But then I have to take that and times it by 1,000. Because for every $6, right, my price will change $1,000. So if I do 167 times 1,000, that's $167,000. So this house, based on today's rates, should be worth $332,500 at today's rates. Now, everybody's on the screen saying, no way, Mark, this is not possible. No way. Well, yeah, because we just had $200,000 of increases based on rates, okay, and also COVID, based on rates in the last 2 to 2.5 years. So if rates are back up to 7, the reason why it needs to be here is because of affordability. That seems to be the problem, is affordability. But let's take a look at something else. Let's go back to this house, right? Let's look and see, make sure I'm going the right way, which I may or may not be. So let's look and see where that puts me. That puts me back almost near 2019 figures at 7% interest rates. That's where this house should be. And not just this one. Anywhere in the country, they should be adjusted to this new interest rate. They should be back to a little bit more than 2019 rates, 332,000. And that's about right. If we didn't have COVID, if we didn't screw with interest rates, if our government wasn't printing massive money, this house for $299,000, $985 that sold in 2019 would probably today be about $332,500 based on a 3 to 4% inflation rate. Okay? So that's what I mean is when people are talking about affordability, this is what's going on. And when you have such a dramatic rate increase from 3 to 7, you should figure out that eventually houses should get back to this value. Now, a lot of people will say it's never going back there. It's never going back. It may never go back to the $299 value, but I'm not too sure that it's not going to be somewhere near $332,500 at some point. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that their house isn't worth $499,000. It is if I'm at 3% interest rates. Okay? But because all these home values right here were sold at 3% interest rates or less. But they're still pricing the homes like interest rates are 3%, and they are not. So if you look, this is where this home should be priced, $332,500, to make it affordable like it was when rates were at 3%. Okay? So does that make sense? I mean, everybody have an opinion, throw it down below, that's fine. But from my mortgage experience, from my broker experience, this is what rates can do to a home. Everybody loves when the value of the home goes up, but nobody likes to see the reverse. Okay, if you're gonna sell your house to a new buyer 2.75%, you're getting an inflated sales value, because rates shouldn't be 2.75%. But if you're selling your home now, today, at 2.75, or today at 7%, and you're still trying to list it like it's 2.75, it's unaffordable. It's unaffordable for everybody. So that's what's going on. This is just where the economists. This is where people who they call experts. This is where you see a lot of YouTubers on there that don't really discuss this portion of where home values should be. They throw numbers out there, but this is just using standard math. This is pretty basic. This is pretty basic math, and this is how it works based on interest rates. I think we can all agree interest rates have a big effect on the value of your property. And right now, with rates at over double what they were a year and a half ago, your house, this house, should be about $332,500 if I'm going to use today's rates. So anyways, think about this. I know that this house, I'm not saying their house isn't worth the $499,500 they're asking. What I am saying is that it was worth that when rates were 2.75. But now as rates are 7%, it's nowhere near that $499,500. And we need to have that correction. Because if we corrected it properly, it would be down in between these two figures. Okay? There's no reason why within 4 years we have a 200,000 plus difference in pricing on a home. So that's what we have to correct. And there's going to be some people that made out in this scenario. There's going to be a bunch of people that are going to lose out in this scenario. But it has to correct and come back to reality. Okay? So anyways, Mark here at Gilbo Realty. I hope I didn't ruin your day. Okay? But this is the way numbers work, and this is what we should be looking at. And this is why when people say everything's overpriced, it is overpriced because interest rates are up, but pricing correction isn't happening fast enough to keep up with it. So anyways, have a great day. Enjoy yourself. And a bunch of discounts coming into my email today from the villages. The new home discounts that are going on down south and the newer parts are going to affect, and they are affecting the existing home inventory at 44 and up. And that will probably continue as the rates creep up again. Inventory's way up. I noticed this morning the inventory in the villages was about 380 to 381. As of right now, about 10 minutes ago, it was at 390. So you have a lot more inventory creeping on the market, slowly but surely looking to sell. So anyways, have a good day. If you have any questions, please post below. If I'm wrong, way out of whack, post it. Love learning something new. And you have a good